Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar on Accelerate Your Service Desk with Bots for Microsoft Teams. We have a lot to cover in this webinar, so we're going to jump right into it and get going. We're going to have some slide decks, some information, then we'll go into some number of use cases that I think you'll find very interesting. I am Scott Restivo, founder and president of Croquet Software. We are the makers of Nitro Studio. We've been in business 22 years. I'm joined by Manish Jain of our development team and James, our VP of operations. James will be helping to answer questions. So if you do have questions, there is a place in the GoToWebinar screen to enter in questions. We'll try to get to them as we can during the webinar, but if not, we'll answer after. And some of these bot webinars tend to produce a lot of questions, and we're glad to answer them, but we can't always get to them within the time period we have. Then if we don't, we'll get to them after. You can always send email to sales@croquet.com, and actually you can send emails to bots@croquet.com, and we'll get around to answering them. So Croquet-has been around, like I said, 22 years. We've been working in the Microsoft collaboration space. We're a preferred partner of the Microsoft 365 business applications, and we're a California certified small business. We're headquartered in California. We have offices in Rhode Island on the East Coast, and we also have offices in Hyderabad, India. We do business applications with out-of-the-box solutions ready to go in your Office 365 or SharePoint on-premises world. We have our Nitro Studio, which is a forms and workflow creation platform in use many places to build applications, also to replace InfoPass forms and other such legacy programs. We do custom solutions, and now we're doing AI and bot services, a really growing field for us, and that's what we'll be focusing on today. Is the AI and bot services. Here's a list of some of the applications that we have out of the box. If you're interested in talking to us about those, we can set up demos and do trials and give you more information about pretty much standard core business applications used in many situations, many verticals. And it is runs on Office 365 and Office and SharePoint on-premises, SharePoint 2013, 2016, and 2019. And the same with our Nitro Studio. Our Nitro Studio forms, workflows, application creation platform. It is the foundation of our applications, and we build our applications on top of it, or people take Nitro Studio and build their own, and you'll see some of that taking place in conjunction with our bots here during this webinar. So again, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining, and appreciate you taking the time out. And we're going to talk a little bit about bots, and then we'll go into our Nitro Studio bots particularly. So bots is a big word. You can mean chatbots, virtual assistants, digital assistants, virtual agents, many things. It could even be, some people talk about bots that, you plug in, calculate the navigation route to Planet Tatooine or something like that. And people think of that as bots. But so bots is a very broad term, but in our scenario, we're talking about specifically an interactive interface, a different kind of interface to back-end applications, to services that run up in the cloud. We have the common we're familiar with web pages or mobile interfaces or desktop interfaces. But bot's a new kind of interface that's a lot more interactive and conversational than most of the other ways of interacting with the application. So the back end in our scenarios of bots, we're not talking about those robots or other kinds of bots like Alexa or Siri or something. We're talking about bots that give you and your users, a way to interact with cloud-based services that in a new way that's much more interactive and engaging and more efficient way of interacting with it. So we'll show you that as we go through this. So the cloud-based service could be any kind of cloud-based service. We focus on Office 365. I mean, that's where our world is. That's a cloud-based service that we can connect to. We set up to do that through the Azure Bot Service. Our bots run in the Azure Bot Service, and they can connect to Office 365. Also, they can, with some configuration, connect to any other cloud-based service, whether it's a Salesforce or other systems that run up in the cloud. It's not exclusive only to Office 365, though that's primarily where we're doing our work these days. And also, the other end of the bots is they can output what they call channels in different ways. There could be the web. You have a bot running on your web pages. You have a bot running in Teams. You also could have the bot running in Slack or Facebook Messenger, Kix, or any of those other type of user interfaces are running on your smartphone, in a certain app on the smartphone. The bot is kind of agnostic as to where it outputs. So each one of these places, whether it's web, Teams, Slack, Facebook Messenger, or one of those others, has their own particular idiom, you might say, of how that bot is expressed. In this webinar, we're going to be talking primarily about going from Office 365 to Teams, this route here, Office 365 Teams, and then with Nitro Studio as a way of enhancing and engaging the bot with business process workflows and other types of additional enhancements to make it so that the bot plus Nitro Studio's workflows and configuration capabilities working in conjunction with Office 365 makes Teams a very powerful platform for engaging with services and getting work done. So we'll move right along on that. Here is I wanted to show this slide because it shows how much really is going on behind the scenes versus the slide I just showed you, which is kind of a very simplistic expression of a bot. Bots there's a lot going on a bot. There's many different aspects to it, and our company, what we do, our work is making it so that you can engage with the bots quite easily and let us worry about the back end. But there is the user input, different kinds of user input, text, speech, images. We're working on speech. We have a lot with text right now, different channels. I talked about the Teams channel. There's intelligence, they have Azure Cognitive Services you can incorporate into the bot to make it even more functional. And then there's business process functions that you can generate to make so that the bot performs really useful work for your company. And just some of the Azure Cognitive Services that we're incorporating in. There's our cute little bot guy. I like that guy. Anyway, natural language processing to interpret what the user is putting in, or LUIS, language understanding, image recognition. So the bots are not dependent on AI. AI enhances the bot. You have a bot without AI or only limited amount of AI, or you have a bot heavily invested with AI, and it really depends on what your needs are and what the business process is. And that's one of the themes of this webinar, of all our bot work really, but of the webinar, is that it's very flexible. I mean, we can make the bot do this, that, the other thing. You want it in a boat, you want it with a goat, you want it in a box, you want it with a fox. I mean, we could do anything with the bot, in terms of making it work as a business process automation tool in your company. So, it's fun. We're having a lot of fun with it and exploring where we can go with it. But even more than fun, there's a strong economic argument for bots. The economic argument for bots is, every time I read about it, I wrote some blogs on it. You can see in our blog roll, and it just really is compelling. It's really a compelling story that if the bots go in and work right, and they are configured in the right way, they can perform really efficient, bring a lot of more efficiency to your operations, streamline things. And you'll see as we go through what we're talking about here. Some of the areas that we wanted to highlight in this slide is that they provide answers immediately. They avoid the double cost problem. The double cost problem is that staff, this is our definition, we made up this double cost problem idea, is that the staff has to enter a request and wait, that's one cost, of waiting for an answer. The end user has to do that. The staff then has to go in and respond to that end user's request. So two people are taking up their time. The end user is sitting around waiting for a response, and the staff has to take the time to do the response. Well, a lot of times these can be handled through a bot with routine repetitive tasks, which frees up the staff for more important work. That means that it's not valuable time of the staff is not wasted on routine repetitive tasks, and at the same time, the end user is not sitting around waiting for the answer that could be easily delivered through a bot in instant time, and also runs 24/7 with notifications. 24/7, middle of Saturday night, somebody has a question or a request or a problem, whatever, the bot's there to answer it, if it's running, which it should be 24/7. And it's available on any device in any location. It could be desktop, mobile, not your refrigerator maybe, but any device, maybe refrigerator someday. But right now I'm talking about devices like computers, desktops, mobiles, tablets, everything like that, computer related in any location. So as long as you can connect the internet, you're good to go. And the one important part is that they improve with usage. So the more you use, and we'll show you some of the telemetry that we have going on with our bot and our analytics that help you improve that bot to be better and better. The more it's used, the more you know what to fix on it. So the blogs only get better with time, just like kind of like fine wine, I guess. Gets better with time as you use it, and you start to refine its functionality and know how users are going about it. Somebody's pinging me on Teams or something. Okay, everything good. Everything good. All right. Never know. All right, so so the economic arm is very strong, and let's go into the next step of here, that staff can be more productive. And we mentioned that a little bit in the previous slide, but instead of wasting time answering the same question over and over, bots enable services technicians to focus on important tasks such as training, whatever, important tasks, training, proven processes. They can work on maintaining and updating documentation and knowledge base and articles. They can more effectively address second level support questions that the bot passes to them, and they can spend more time with customers, improve overall engagement. These are really compelling arguments for economic arguments for a bot, but also the underlying thing here also is that it provides better service to your employees, reduces frustration. So quicker, more accurate answers, always available on any device. Relieves the burden of email overload by having the notification or the information pop up in Teams, and it's one-stop shopping. So what happens is the bot is, it's a unification of services, we call it, where the bot will provide one interface that can interact with many different back-end processes. So that's my little spiel on bots in general. We can go much more in depth. We could talk about, I could talk webinar after webinar just on bots theory, bot design, bot architecture. It's really a fascinating field, and we're really enjoying being in it and sharing it with people who are also interested in it. But in this webinar, we wanted to focus specifically on what we're doing with our Nitro bots. Again, I said earlier that the bots can interact with basically any cloud-based service with the right configuration, and they can also go through different channels, whether it's web, Slack, all those other ones. But we are focusing our Nitro bots at this point on Office 365 and through the Teams channel here. So that's what we'll focus on this. I just want to make the point that it's not limited to that, but that's what we're focusing on this webinar. So we'll cover 4 areas of the Nitro bots. We'll talk about the 3 dimensions of the bots. These are different ways of like kind of viewing what the bot does. So the bots do. So one is the 3 dimensions. Another is business process automation with the bots. Another is unification of services, how it brings everything together into one interface, and how there's continuous improvement of self-service through improvement of the bot and engaging users and making streamline operations there. So let's talk about the first one, the 3 dimensions of the bot. And we have, basically you can look at it as 3 different ways of engaging with the bot, this interactive interface I'm talking about. There's a command bot, there's a notification and action bot, and a conversational bot. These are different ways the bot interacts with users, and you'll see that during our use cases, which will come up pretty soon. I think in a few minutes, we'll start going into some use cases. Manish will help with that, and we'll run through some real live scenarios. But right now, the command bot is something where a person either types in a command or a shortcut or intentionally clicks a certain command that the bot's showing them, and that invokes some kind of response from the bot. And the NLP, natural language processing, is able to interpret a natural language where the person might type in something that is not specific search terms, but has like, I need help with this problem or something, and it's able to interpret it and bring up the right associated command. And that's a part of the configuration and can be tweaked. And part of the improvement is to match what users put in with what the commands that should be enacted when that user input is put in. A notification action bot. Notification is very important, where people get notified inside of Teams, just like you do when someone pings you into any kind of Teams chat. It just shows up, there's a message, and it happens to be from the bot. The bot acts as a kind of a ersatz person, you might say, or it's not a live person, obviously, but it's acting in that stead, you might say, and it's showing up and saying, hey, you've got this notification. And the notifications can be adaptive cards that include actions. So it not just shows up and says, Pavan just submitted a request. It could say Pavan submitted a request and it requires your approval. And then that action could be right there on the card itself in order to make that, make the choice of what action to pursue. So there's many ways that those action cards can be configured so that when a manager or some other person gets the card, the notification is not just a simple notification. It's a notification plus a possible action that could be taken as part of that notification. And those are, we say that that's superior to email because you not only get notified, but you also get ability to continue the business process by deciding on whether approve or disapprove, or reassign the ticket, or open up, or launch a URL. I mean, just a really large number of actions that can be taking place on that card that are appropriate to the business process you're trying to do at that time. And the third dimension, you could say, of a bot is the conversational bot. The conversational bot is where, hi bot, and it says, hello, I have a problem, and it says, what's your problem? And it says, I got a printer problem. Okay, here's some article. You know, there's conversational going on with it, in the sense that there's an architecture constructed of a conversation with various branches that will take the person, in a sense, guide them from the initial encounter with the bot to some kind of resolution that is there. And we see a lot of that with, when we do a lot with the healthcare industry. When COVID hit, a number of people were putting in place these healthcare bots, and Microsoft even now has a healthcare bot, and that's where they type in you know, different variations of the healthcare bot. But one of them, one common one, of course, during COVID, probably still is actually, is they put on their website information about COVID, and a person would come in and ask, what are the symptoms of COVID, or what should I go, when should I go to the doctor? And there'd be kind of a database behind it that supplies them information, and some of those healthcare bots get into diagnostics. And in our case, the Nitro bots, what we do is we use that to engage with a knowledge base or some kind of data store that says, I have a problem with my printer, here are some possible answers. And part of the improvement of the bot is to keep improving that database, improving that knowledge base, so that the answers that are provided by the bot are particularly appropriate to the questions being answered. And with our bot analytics, you're able to see that and improve over time. And we'll talk about that sort of towards the end of the webinar once we get through the use cases. The next area of the bot, remember I talked about the 4 areas in the previous slide here, business. So now we're going to go into business process automation with the bots, and we'll run through a number of use cases here. And this is where it'll get quite interesting, and I'll switch to the web and show you what's going on. So we have 4 scenarios set up. And after that, we'll talk about unification of services, meaning that multiple applications that might have disparate, different syntax, processes, interfaces can be consolidated into the one bot interface. So user just has, you know, one-stop shopping, just goes there, finds, puts in a question, and they're able to get some kind of guidance or information or answer or resolution. And then I've been talking a little bit about this already, but the continuous improvement of self-service, continuous improvement of the bot. It's and we'll get to that after use cases. So rather than go, it's a lot to cover in this webinar. So what I want to do is jump right into the use cases. But I also want to point out that if you have any questions, or want to talk about, you know, bots more specifically, or do a deep dive into the architecture or the construction of a bot, or how we, quote, make it all work, we're very glad to do that. You know, another webinar or a one-on-one, and talk to you about the back-end architecture of the bot. But right now, we'll go into the business process automation aspect of this webinar. Where we are right here. So, and what is important about this is to mention is that the bots that we provide have full integration with our Nitro workflows. Nitro workflows are part of our Nitro Studio. I mentioned the application creation platform, some of you are familiar with, and in use in a lot of places around the world actually, is a Nitro Studio forms and workflows, reporting, portals, many kind of features that you need to build the applications and make them very powerful and robust. Well, one part of it is the Nitro workflows, and our bots are fully integrated with our Nitro workflows. So the bots plus the Nitro workflows makes a very powerful way to work a business process. And so let's jump into some use cases. Here's a sample of the kind of things. This is just a small list of what you can do with the bots. You do leave request creation and approval. So someone creates a leave request and gets approved. You can do IT ticket assignment, creation, assignment, resolution. You can do IT support interaction with KBs and create tickets. You can do purchase requests, project management. You can list overdue tickets, contracts. You can query the bot and say, show me all the status of ticket X. What's the status of when does contract Y expire? I mean, all these kind of things. This is just a sample of the many things you can do with bots through Teams. You're in Teams and you're doing all this work that you might have been doing other ways, maybe with a forms or back-end SharePoint or InfoPath or something like that. It's just the bot makes it so much easier way, a different kind of interface that that will provide a lot of increased functionality. So we're going to jump right into some use cases right here. Let me get that set up for you, right? The first one we're going to look at is a leave request approval. So let me take a moment and switch over to, where's Pavan? Pavan, where are you? Oh, here it is, Pavan. So well, let me set up the scenario before I jump into the leave request approval. Pavan is a user asking for time off, and James is his manager. I have two screens up. One is Chrome, one is Edge, just to keep them separate. Now, first, we're going to look at this Pavan here, PK, inside of Chrome, with his teams running in web. Of course, it could be running in the web app. You know, I mean, it is running in the web app. It could be running in the desktop app or mobile device, right? This is running in the web app right now, Teams test environment. Here's some of the commands if you're looking at the command bot kind of style. But we're going to come right in here, and we're doing a leave request. So Manish, you can jump in anytime if you need to. Manish is going to keep me on track as to what I'm supposed to do. Make a leave, okay, he's going to ask for leave. So he says, need time off. He just types it in, and Nitro bot responds, you know, with a leave request for him. Pretty cool, huh? Need time off. He could provide need a vacation, time off at the holidays. I don't know. You know, you can configure. See, one thing I want to point out is that these configurations, how about that? These configurations are very configurable. How's that for a statement? What I meant is the bots are very configurable, and we can make them, you know, configured to be whatever process you need to run and how it adapted well to your organization, with the realization that every organization is different. Users have different ways of approach and different attitudes towards bots, and there might be different things you want to do, you know, incrementally introduce bots or globally. I mean, it really depends, and that's where we have these wonderful conversations with people, and they just it's part of the fun of working here at Crow Canyon and being in this business. Is just have these conversations with people as to what is you know, what's up, you know, what's happening, what's going on, and you know, what do you need, and how can we really help you get on the leading edge of functionality and leading edge of business process automation. All right, what are we doing here? Leave request form. Pavan needs some time off, so he wants a vacation at the holidays, right? That's, you know, a lot of people probably want that right now. So leave type, and all these are configurable. What you want to put in your list, you know, of course, that's just the back end, what's in your list, easy configure, if you know, choice list and things like that in SharePoint, very simple. So let's give them the week of the Christmas off there, right? So he wants that description, holiday, you know, holiday vacation. Again, you can construct this form as to wherever it's appropriate for you to do there in your particular company and how you work. But this is a very kind of simple expression here. He's filling out this form and he's going to submit it, and his manager is James. So he's submitting this form, and request was created successfully, and we're going over to James's bot. James is also in Teams. It's not a bot, but he's in Teams. A real person here is in Teams. It's been sent a card here. Here we go, and it's saying he wants, here it is right here, just created 11:23 a.m. So leave request approval. He'd get notice that Pavan, one of his, you know, underlings, I guess, wants a vacation at the holidays. He typed in holiday vacation. Here we go, and he has a choice now to approve or deny it. And being that James is not a Grinch, he's a nice guy. He's going to approve it. Of course, you can do stuff that's more fancy, like check a calendar and check the time off bank. You know, all those things could be incorporated in like that. But you know, this is a simpler way of just really focusing on what the bot can do. We don't want to overwhelm you with all the possible capabilities here and take up the whole hour, 2 hours, 3 hours showing you the amazing range of possibilities. But so this is pretty straightforward. Pavan asked for a leave request. James is approving it. He says okay, and he's adding a comment to that, and then you know, he can go about his business. And it's all done inside of Teams. Over here, James, here it is, approved from Pavan. See, I'm back in Pavan. See the PK. I'm back in Pavan over here. He got a card, and earned leave approved by James. You can look at it here to view it in the browser. It's all good, so he's good to go. Now at this point, the workflows, the Nitro workflows, could do something like, once it's approved, send a notice to HR or payroll, or write it to a calendar, or whatever else part of the process is needed can be done by the back-end workflows. But the interaction between Pavan and James took place entirely in Teams. The information itself is recorded in our back-end SharePoint application inside of Office 365. If someone wants to go there to the back-end SharePoint application and work from there, they certainly can. But in this demo, we're showing you how everything can be done inside of the bot. So that's the leave request approval scenario. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but certainly makes it a lot more capable and useful for getting requests done. And again, the person can be on any device, any location. Well, I mean, mobile, tablet, desktop kind of device. So they might be out somewhere with their mobile phone and just go ahead and improve it right then and there, and it all will work because they have Teams running on the mobile phone, of course, right? So let's look at another scenario about project management. Okay, so we go over to James now. James is, an IT guy, and he wants to manager wants to start a new project. So he goes here, and he goes here. He just goes to the same bot and says, create new project. And it says, okay, here's a link to the project management tool, project tracker, Crocanian's project tracker. Again, it could be to some other back-end one. Of course, we're part of Crocanian software, and we want to show off our applications and what we can do and how they interact with them. But, if you want the bot to interact with some other, you have something else going, that's fine. Upgrade project. And you can fill all this information if you want. Just make James the head of it. I'm not gonna get too elaborate with it. Let's say start today and end, I don't know, the end of next week or something. So now, and of course with this, you can, our project tracking, do all kinds of other things like documents, but he's just creating it. So he's saving it, project created successfully. But over in Teams, who's in Teams? We're in Pavan's Teams. Oh, you'd be in Pavan or James. Let's go over to James's here. Doesn't really matter. This is James. Where's James? Where are you? Oh, here it is. It's already up here. James, so JR, right? In Edge. Chrome and Edge look so much alike. It's interesting. Slight differences, but this is Edge with James. And we created a project. So let's look at the teams. Here under projects, we have, let's do a refresh and see if it's created that project channel. So what we're saying here is that underneath this team called projects, it could be any teams, but we have one called projects, we created a channel for this project to take place. So here we go. Is it here or not? Yeah, OS upgrade project right there. So this channel's been created automatically by the bot. James just went in. Oh, it's created by our Nitro workflow actually, but he did it through the bot. He started create new project, popped up the project tracker. He put in the information about the project, and lo and behold, it shows up. I'm not going to install that now. It shows up in the teams as in the project team as a new channel. Of course, it could be anything. It could be other teams that it shows up in. It could be ways to set up whether it's a private channel and all those various parameters about it. Now the thing is, he wants to make a task in that. So he goes back to the bot, the Nitro bot, and says, create new task. And this is James, in the bot. It's create a new project task. And the task name will be, what's he doing? OS upgrade, upgrade Office 25 first. 25. Let's say there's 4 PCs in there. Something like that, 4 PCs there, right? Something, right? So he's going to select the project. Well, one of the project is the OS upgrade project. See, it's showing up right here in the list. Pretty cool. So description is those 4 PCs are on, well, let's go way back. Windows 95? No, it's too far back. Let's say Vista, and they want to upgrade to Win 10. You're just making stuff up on this demo, whatever. So he's going to sign it to Pavan, right? And submit it in Teams. So task was submitted successfully. And if we're looking at the project's overview right here in the back end, the project manager, let's find that project. I gotta refresh and show the latest project here. Project, come on up, refresh yourself. Upgrade of 25, 4-piece. This is a task. See, this task was created and it's part of this project going on. here. And over here on Pavan's teams, he got a card that says you've been assigned this task. And so he's been notified that he's been assigned this task to upgrade 25 PCs, the 20 Office 25, the 4 PCs there. You can open it up and take a look at the task, what project it is. You can mark it in progress, mark it complete, all from within Teams. And James, of course, would get notices back about that the Pavan's been working on it, it's been closed, and all that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So pretty good. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. What's not spreadsheet, it's PowerPoint, and do another scenario. So we did the leave request scenario approval. We did a project management scenario where he was in the bot. He created a team, created a new project, and that created a channel in a team. And then he assigned a task to Pavan, and the bot, he went to the bot, created the task, and Pavan received a notification, and you take it from there as far as what he, what steps to take to accomplish that task and finish it. And of course, we could continue on and on that when Pavan finishes the task, James is notified, all this stuff going on. Lots of things going on with the bot. Now, here's another kind of scenario where there's a purchase request. And then we'll get into the IT submit one after this. This is the purchase request, the third scenario that we created for this webinar. And see, the scenario setup here, the setup, you could say, is that anything over $2,000 has to be approved. Anything under $2,000 is auto-approved. So first, Pavan's going to ask for something under $2,000, a $400 printer. So we're back to Pavan right here. And he got, all this other things going on. But right now, he wants to make a new purchase request. Purchase request. I want something. I want to purchase something. Yes. Okay. There we go. Another form comes up. Short description is, what is he buying? He's buying a printer. Printer for Office. Let's go for Office 25. Why not? There is an Office 25 anywhere. Probably these days it'd be printer for my home office, right? Everybody's working remotely, pretty much. So, but anyway, we'll put that in there. It's a hardware purchase, and priority is normal. Everybody wants to say high, critical, but we'll just go normal. And you can set up a catalog. This is all part of how you want to configure your purchasing application. You can set up a catalog, and each one of these has a certain price on it, and it's limited to certain things. We're even doing stuff now, it's not shown in this demo, but where we know, hey, Pavan, we know you're a sales, let's say a sales executive, or a salesman or something, a salesperson, and you want a new laptop, so you can only choose one of these 2 or 3 laptops. We have it constrained by your job title and your position. And if you want to go outside of those constraints, then you need to set up a different kind of purchase request. But there's all different ways to do it. Everybody's got we do a lot with purchasing in our Nitro applications, our Nitro Studio applications, and our out of the box, and everybody's got a different process. It's really same thing. Everybody's buying something, but the way they buy it and the route they take and who has to approve what is very, very interesting to implement. Some have multiple levels of approval. Some of it's by the amount, some of it's by location, some of by what kind of hardware you're buying. You got to control purchasing, right? Old one broke. Quantity, 25 of them. No, just one. So submit it. And Nitro bot is saying submitted. Now this one, remember, is under $2,000, a $400 printer. It's going to be auto approved. So requested, let's see, assigned to, where are we? New purchase request created successfully. So that's where it's created. It shows up in the system, in the back-end system, and the workflows on the back-end systems can now inform the purchasing department or his manager or somebody that, whatever workflow you want to institute in there, that has been approved and it's ready to go. Of course, you have to actually order the darn thing. See, here we go. Approval not required, printer, and I don't know why I said twice. That's kind of, anyway, whatever. Approval not required, hardware for the finance department, and he could view it, add a comment. He's basically done at this point. And then later, if we wanted a more elaborate scenario, it would be purchasing would respond, your printer, printer, whatever, is on order. This is the purchase request number, kind of the unique ID created by the organization, by the application behind it. It would say, oh, your PR 2020-62 has been ordered. We expect arrival. So all that can be communicated back to him through Teams also. Of course, it can be done by email if you like, or whatever. Or the guy walks by the office, you can yell out the door, I suppose, too. But it's easier if you, wait a minute, we're not in offices anymore, so you can't do that. All right, so you have to use Teams or you have to use email. So, so that's why Teams has been, really came to a big usage. Remember when back last spring, Teams got boosted hugely, and a lot of organizations were calling us, hey, Crow Canyon, how to use Teams? What can we do? It really was great because it's, I mean, not great COVID, but the great that Teams was getting so much accelerated usage, and it really got us going on developing these bots even more thoroughly and functional, and it's been really quite an experience to see where we can go, and we just feel like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with the bots. And anyway, so it's approval not required for him, but now he wants to buy something else. He just wants to, what's a new purchase request number 2. I can't stop buying stuff. And so this one's going to be something different. He's going to buy 2 laptops for new employees. Let's say some people are starting. Type of purchase, hardware, priority normal, purchase catalog. He's buying Del Vostros, and the reason is 2 new hires starting 12. What's that? What's on calendar here? 7. 12/7 is a Monday, so let's go with that. 20. Quantity 2. What was that? Now these are over. The cumulative of this price is over $2,000, so now it needs approval. And guess who has to approve it? James. James right here has to approve it. James is very busy approving things today, so it's submitting. Now, purchase request created successfully. It's going to go to approve. It's kind of similar to the leave request approval, right? It's not like a big difference from that. And over here, it should come up with, it's telling James that he has to approve this thing, approve, deny, send back, and all that. And the sake of efficiency, so I can get to the IT support one, we've been through this with the leave request, basically saying approve it. Pavan gets notice that it's been approved, and it goes to purchasing, and purchasing orders it, or yada 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 yada, and everybody's happy, and the 2 laptops show up in time for the people starting on December 7th. So you got a few weeks to get it together, get them ordered, get them in. So what are you doing? So I'm going to go into that whole thing right now of approving and all that in the sake of getting to the IT support one, which is the next scenario here that we're looking at. You already see we cover like HR and leave request stuff. We're covering project management. We're covering purchasing. And now we're going to the IT support lifestyle, ticket lifestyle. So the scenario here, reset. Okay, reset. Let's go to support ticket. Pavan. Same Pavan. Has a lot going on. All right, his printer is not working. He goes to the bot, asks for some resolution. The bot comes from KB articles. KB articles do not provide a resolution, which is a place that you say, okay, our bot telemetry will show you that you need to improve those articles on the printing because you want him to get answered at step 3 or 4 there, not go through all 14 steps, right? So that's about efficiency, right? Bots, you eliminate 10 steps there. All right, but in this case, it doesn't provide a resolution. Submits a ticket. James is looking around. He's an IT staff person now. Then he wants an unassigned ticket, picks it up, needs to request more information. It goes back and forth. So let's go right into that and show you what's going on. Here we are in Pavan again, right? Pavan, PK up here, and the right is Pavan. Okay, so here we are in Pavan's world, and he's going to say, I have a problem. Of course, you can arrange the conversational architecture how you want. That's just how this is configured. Oh yeah, this is the conversational bot. I have a problem. Please enter search text. Printer is not working. Okay, printer's not working. Or whatever. I mean, it could be anything. Laptop's not working, monitor's flickering. My ham sandwich has too much mustard on it. No, that probably wouldn't help with that, but printer's not working. So here's a KB article. Printer's not working. So you can open up and look at it. But in our acting here, our play we're putting on for you guys in the webinar, we're saying like he opened it up, this knowledge base article, and it didn't work. It wasn't the right information. And again, I want to reemphasize what I just said. You would know that from the telemetry from the bot analytics that says on Thursday, November 12th at 11:40 a.m., Pavan did not get a correct answer from the knowledge base article and had to go forward and submit a ticket. So the thing is, you want to prevent that so you can save the time and energy of the staff, right? The double cost problem and all that I was talking about, economic argument. It's really, really fun, really fun stuff to go. Oh, right. So submit a ticket. You can do other choices. Problem is resolved. Okay, it's on, done, over. The bot did its job. Cool. Okay, and more details, do more searches, start over. But here he's going to submit a ticket. So he's going to submit a ticket to IT. The printer is not working, submitted successfully. Thank you for using Nitro bot. Here's your submitted ticket. If you want to add, if you want to view it, you can. But we could have done several things at this point in this scenario right here. When Pavan submitted this ticket, we could have it auto-assigned to someone. We could have it notify the staff. But what we chose to do in this case is have James, act like he's just finished one task. He's looking around for new ones. So he's just, sitting around like, hey, I wonder if any new tickets came in. So he types in a view unassigned tickets, I think is what the command would be for that. So he wants to view all unassigned tickets. And he's going to go see the unassigned tickets. What do we just say? Printer is not working. This one right here, right? It's unassigned. You can dress this card up and make like case IDs and who wrote it in and all that, who the requester is. But in this case, it just says printer is not working. So he says, oh, look, there's a ticket here. Let me take a look and see if it's something I can work on. So he opens it up. And here he is. Okay, printer not working, case 155 from Pavan. It's unassigned, normal priority. And this is an adaptive card that's created in our Nitro workflow, and it can be set up to show different information if you want, even an image if you wanted to, I suppose. And different actions down here. These actions are set up in our Nitro workflows in the post-adaptive card action. And it can be a large number of possibilities, including invoking other workflows that go out and interact with web services. They can go with, use a REST API. They can launch URLs. They can a variety of things. They can also launch a Power Automate workflow if you wanted, whatever. Our workflows can invoke other workflows, which invoke other workflows, which invoke other workflows, on and on ad infinitum, I suppose. But in this case, we have two buttons here. One is pick it up, which is, just assign it to self, and the other is assign it to someone else. But in this case, James, the IT staff, James, is going to pick up and say something in the work log, like what's this? He's doing hard requested printer. Let's see, I will work on this. I don't know. I didn't really think about what I typed there, but so then it says like successfully assigned to you, successfully assigned to James. So James now can view his assigned tickets, and see all the tickets assigned to him. Here, oh, that's open tickets. I think view my assigned tickets. Let's see if that's it. Yeah, view my assigned tickets. Here we go. And printer's not working. It's been assigned to him. Meanwhile, did Pavan get any notice here? Submitted, it's been noticed. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he got notice that James picked it up or not. Seems like, yeah, we could build that in if we wanted, but I don't know if that's important to convey back to the user that's been assigned. I mean, he could always look at view my open tickets here and see what's going on. View my open tickets. There we go. And what's he going to do here? Is it going to do something? Yeah, so printer's not working. It's been assigned. You can see it right there. And this is the same one that he entered just a few minutes ago, case 155, right? Yeah, 155 not working, assigned to James. So he can look at it from that. So, you could send a note back to him, or you can let him. It's very configurable. Like I said, all these configurations are highly configurable, right? So, so what do I do here? Oh, so James, we're in James now. He picked it up, and printer's not working. I mean, you can imagine all the different scenarios that could happen if you guys run a service desk or some kind of business process automation. Hopefully we're stimulating the imagination of what can be done and all the different ways that things could be configured to automate the process and streamline operations and bring greater efficiency to your organization through use of these Teams bots. these are demos, and they are, we're showing particular specific ways of doing things, but this is not limited to this at all. It's just trying to show the range of possibilities. And it's quite exciting. I mean, this is great stuff, and we'd love to talk to any of you more and more on it and your specific needs. Okay, so now James has realized that he doesn't know what printer this guy's talking about. So he says, what printer is that? What printer is that, Pavan? Hi, Pavan, he could be 9, whatever. So he adds a comment to it in Teams. It goes into the work log of the ticket in the back end. The tickets are right here in the back end. Printer is not working, printer not working. Let's see, refresh if it's there. Printer is not working, should be here. Yeah, this one right here, 155, is in the back end, system of it. No, don't get rid of that. So he just said comment add successfully, and then Pavan here gets a notice that the work log's been updated by staff, James, in particular James. It's been updated, and now he has to, here's the comment, what printer is that? And he has a note, and he says, oh, yeah, I should have put that in. That's printer 24 in office 25, and it broke on the 26th, and there's 27, no, that will end with that. Printer 24 and 20, he's gonna add a comment, and guess what? James is gonna be notified that this comment was added by this guy, by Pavan. So they're kind of like communicating back and forth that a comment was added here, and it should show up. I mean, things happen more or less in real time. The bot has to go through the workflow process and then send it over to James. We're in a demo, but in the real world, you could be like later in the day, Pavan might answer, printer's not working, printer 24 and 25. So now he can go work on it. James, go out, do the necessary, do the needed and whatever, and then resolve it. And he says, okay, he could add a note again or reassign it to somebody else, but he's going to resolve the ticket. Printer is fixed, and whatever, he put notes like what he did or how he did it or why he did it, why'd he fix it, I don't know, notes about printers and whatever he wants to put in there, but he just did that. So it's been resolved successfully, and our friend Pavan will get notified with this new message that it's been resolved. Resolved printer's not working. So he can say, wait a second here, let's reopen it. Or you can mark it closed. You say, good, done. Fini. So he marks it closed. Thanks. Very long, thanks guys. And now, here's another thing we added on just for fun. Show you range of possibilities, right? It's closed, 155, closed, but you can also click here to participate in a survey. You like our service or not? So you can link it to all other things and start opening up like a launch URL that takes it even further in the workflow process. So all cool stuff, no question about it. And now we're back here and we look at the tickets, and if you look at printers not working, so somebody may want to go to the back end for some reason, see it all happening. In fact, see, here's the whole dialogue we just had created in real time during this webinar. And if this was a live ticket not closed, I could add something else to the work log, by going to edit, right? Edit, and then add something here. And I'm in the backend SharePoint application, and it's going to send a notice to Teams, Pavan in Teams or James, that it's been updated. The work log's been updated to whatever message there is. So you can work from either the backend or Teams, and this webinar is primarily showing you that a lot or almost everything can be done inside of Teams using our bots to do that. But we do have these backend applications keeping the information, and it could be worked from there, and a lot of the workflows run on that. I've been talking about workflows. So just to point out, what's underlying all our applications is our Nitro Studio, a forms and workflow creation app platform. This is a webinar in itself, and James is doing something on custom actions next week, and then another one in December. So we, really showcasing a lot of our functionality through workshops and blogs and webinars, and we have training and all that. What can be done with Nitro Studio? The forms designer is really an amazing tool in and of itself. The workflows are what we're integrating with the bots, the reports, the portals. I mean, you get a lot of functionality here. Runs in Office 365 or SharePoint 2013, 2016, 2019. And the bots that only run in Office 365, but Nitro Studio will run in any of those platforms I just mentioned and provide enormous amount of functionality. A lot of people are using it to replace InfoPath forms or Access forms or other legacy programs and SharePoint 2010, 2013 workflows, for example, just went or are going on the outs. Microsoft just put the kibosh on them pretty much, and so people are scrambling to find solutions, and the Nitro Studio is an excellent alternative for it. For that very comprehensive tool, and now with the bot integration, especially in Office 365, even more better, botter. It's botter. It's botter. It's not better. It's botter. Okay, I think before the webinar descends into too many dumb jokes, let me show you what else we got going on here. We are talking about unification of services. What we mean by that is the problem is that enterprises have multiple applications managed by different departments with their own interfaces, syntax, and processes. And we have a solution, of course, which is to put it all into one. A single bot unifies the UX across the organization. Natural language process interprets the user's entry and responds appropriately. One location to go, and different departments can have the bot structured according to what they need, but maintain a common interface. This is a very compelling situation here with the unification of services. And the other part of this is the continuous self-improvement, self-service improvement. We always want self-improvement too, but in this case, we're talking about self-service improvement. Users, that's us. We get quicker answers, less frustration, more work done with less friction because we're getting those answers bada bing. Hi bot, I have this problem. Okay, here's your answer. Double cost problems resolved because there's only that simple interaction between the user and the bada bing done. There's no need for to tie up user wait time or the staff response time, which is one of the compelling reasons of the economic argument I was making earlier. Staff gets freed up to do other important work, relieves the burden of repetitive tasks, and that counters the argument that bots somehow take over jobs. They really don't. Our experience has been entirely that it improves the operations such that the staff can focus on more important initiatives, projects, and documentation, and just things that are always left kind of to the side because you're there putting out fires all the time or answering the same darn question over and over. And then the company benefits, or organization or government agency or whatever you're in, botter, okay, better, I won't say bot, better operational efficiency, reduced costs, and overall employee satisfaction. Now, do I have a survey that shows that? Probably not, but in our anecdotal way, people are saying to us that once they get the bots instituted, and we do have a number of them running at different organizations around the country, they are quite happy with once they get in the groove of it. I won't deny that there's some institutional inertia or organizational change management to get people moving and grooving with bots instead of the old style way of like maybe sending a whole bunch of emails or going to some kind of clunky interface or whatever. So we realize, and we work with our people, our customers, on that aspect of implementing bots. It's a certainly important consideration. You don't want to plop a bot right in front of them without the proper introduction and warm up, you might say. So, but in the end, from a CIO or business analyst efficiency point of view, the bots are very compelling, and there's a really strong reason to overcome any inertia or organization resistance to change and institute them. And when people get on them, they are when they get used to them, they're like, oh yeah, this is great. And bots are becoming very, very, very much more mainstream anyway. So it's not like you're that outlandish by doing that. Bots, putting a bot in place. It's the cutting edge. We're seeing it more and more. People earlier in the year just poking their head in the door, looking through the windows, so to speak, about bots, and now they're coming right in and saying, "Look, what do you got? What do you got for a bot here?" And we're starting to implement them, showing what we can do. And this webinar hopefully is inspiring you to move forward with at least down the road of implementing a bot and see what can be done. So we're talking about continuous self-service improvement, how the bot improves service. I mentioned some of this earlier in the economic argument, but it does provide answers immediately, avoids the double cost problem, runs 24/7, any device, any location, improves with usage, with the telemetry that I'm talking about. And let me just briefly go into that. Like I said, we can go a deep dive into any of these aspects of the bot, and show you any of the behind the scenes architecture as needed. Depends on what you want to do there. But let me show you the bot analytic kind of stuff that we have going on here. Here's bot administrator dashboard that's showing what kind of interactions, what happened, what was resolved, what wasn't. I mean, this takes a few minutes to interpret, but basically it shows that we have a dashboard, analytics about the bot, what the bot's doing, and this will help drive continuous improvement. We call it telemetry or analytics. I don't know, I guess we could sell on one of those words, but the whole point is that we're keeping track, and these could all be exported to Excel and analyzed and run reports on, and all kinds of stuff with this. And we provide a service that helps you interpret this information in a way that produces better results as time goes on with the bot, and helps you make the bot better and better and better, and get it in place. And not just this bot, it could be multiple bots. There could be different kinds of bots that go here, bots that do this, bots that do that. It's just the way forward is big here. And so we have a bunch of articles on it. We have our website. Now let me show you our website with our crow. Our crow is going out of here. Just doing, I don't know if you've seen our website. We just added this recently, this crow thing. It's kind of fun. But we do have a whole section on InfoPath replacement with a downloadable ebook, if that's what you're working to do. Not directly related to bots, but sometimes bots can take the replace of InfoPath forms that you don't need to. You can move away from the form paradigm to a more of a bot paradigm. We also have a lot on chatbots. We're doing a lot with chatbots or bots, chatbots, whatever you want to call them. Natural language processing, email sentiment analysis, where we look at the incoming emails and decide, oh, that person is angry or something, and then escalate that ticket to managers or something, or whatever. There's different ways of using the sentiment analysis that is part of Azure Cognitive Services, optimizing data, Q&A maker. We probably could refresh this whole page because there's a lot more we're doing. It changes seems every few weeks. We're getting more and more capabilities what we're doing. But we do have a lot of blog articles, and if you go to search, you go to our categories of bots, AI and bots. There's a lot here about bots, two sides of bots, chatbots in natural language, economic argument. A ton of information on there. I do a lot of the writing of it myself, me, Scott, here. But we also bring in other people to write on it too. And there's a lot of good information, and you're not only building the bots, we're also looking at the psychology and philosophy behind them and impact on organizations. It's just fascinating. I don't know how much I can say that. It really is interesting. We also have the other blog articles. I don't know why I brought that up, but that's our general blog role and stuff we're doing. So, I was going to show the webinars that are coming up too. We have now that we're coming to the end, it's almost the hour, yeah. So I'm going to show you, kind of push that. We have other webinars coming up. We have Nitro Studio workshops, and we have something on leave request next week, and things like, hey, here's our little bot. This is a drift bot, but anyway, so there's leave requests and things like that going on. So keep in touch. So let's see, to check out what we have coming up next. Let's see, workshops, custom actions next week, next Wednesday, and next Thursday is leave requests the easy way. So we have a number of workshops, webinars, resources, blog articles, and then being that's top of the hour, we're going to go say, hey, keep in touch with us, learn more, call us and talk. Talk to one of us, James, Manish, me, any of us, and Ryan in sales and Chris, and also you can email sales. You can also email bots@crowcanyon.com if you want to try that out for fun. It just is, delivers the email, and then go to our website. You can request a demo or just check out our information and all that. And I want to thank everyone for taking the hour to join this webinar. I hope it was informative and useful and inspiring, I hope at some level, to move ahead with this. And at this point, now there's probably no time for questions, but James, you want to chime in about anything that might have come up?
Yeah, I mean, one of the questions we had early on was, can the bot connect to various different types of KBs or databases outside of Crow Canyon? And the answer to that is yes, of course it can. So we can link it to, it's not just limited to what Crow Canyon offers as far as a database. We did have a question about passing the bot interaction over to a live chat. And I know that's something we've talked internally about, and that is something on our roadmap to investigate and make sure that we can do. It seems like it should be doable though. I don't know if you want
Oh,
to
it
talk
is.
about that.
It is. It is. It's just on our, it's been a lot of development of the foundation, making it a foundation of the bots, getting it out there this past year, getting it in use, getting it really rock solid and robust. And now we can add on the extra features, which is to transfer to a live chat. And of course, you have to have some live chat going. But how that integrates with an existing live chat, or we include that with our bots, we'll have to see. And the other area we're going into is speech. So the person can call up maybe, or through some app or something on the phone, and say, I've got a problem with the printer, and through some kind of speech to text transcription, start working back and forth that way. So I mean, that's what I mean. There's many avenues of growth and expansion of the bot technology going here that we can explore. Anything else?
Those are the core ones that I just wanted to bring up in this call, but the other ones I was able to answer offline. Just a couple questions about forms and question about what version of
Okay.
SharePoint. So
Okay, so we'll end it there to respect people's time and set an hour for this. So stay in touch, get in touch, or we'll contact you with a recording of this. I mean, we'll send out a recording, but also contact you by email, and we'd be glad to have any kind of conversation, find out what you're looking for, what you'd like to do with bots, and and we have these conversations. It's not always hard sell. It's just conversational to see what's out there, what you're doing, where you're going, and help us guide what we need to do here to provide the best possible solutions for people in business process automation and operational efficiency. So I thank you. Have a good rest of the day, and thank you again for attending, and hope to hear from you. Thanks, James. Thanks, Manish, for helping out. Okay, bye-bye for now.